Welcome back to another episode of From My Perspective. I'm your boy Dion coming back to you. We thank you again for joining us. Please like, please subscribe. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. But I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Captain Hater. Q, how you doing?
Hey man, you already know the best. It's your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name from the five. Might not with you to mind.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. I feel good. I feel good because I finally got my get back somewhat. I finally beat Q in our WWE PLE prediction. Barely, I might add. I ain't put no belt to ass. I barely escaped 16 to 14, but I told you I really wasn't that excited for the show Backlash. It actually turned out to be a decent show. I didn't watch it live. I watched it Sunday morning. But what was your thoughts on Backlash?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't even watching Sunday morning. Well, take it back. I watched John Cena and Randy Orton. The rest of it, bro, I can't even remember what day I got to it. The only reason I got to it is because I knew we was gonna talk about it. And I kind of fast forward through a lot of them for real. I ain't even gonna
Yeah.
lie to you. Backlash didn't do it for me,
No,
but it
it,
never does. In fairness,
no.
once after you go through WrestleMania, it's kind of you don't get back up to Money in the Bank.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
the reason Money in the Bank so exciting because there's the objective of Money in the Bank.
yeah. I mean, the Money in the Bank can change the whole future of the direction of WWE. It just depends on who gets it, and especially now we got men's and women. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
But I agree, man. I mean, it wasn't too exciting. I mean, the matches was better than I was expecting, especially the John Cena, Randy Orton. Clearly, it was going. This is the last time they faced off. You could tell about how they put the match together. But I mean, it turned out to be a pretty good match. John Cena did end up getting the victory. No surprise there. Me and you both picked that. Like I said, we both felt like Backlash was pretty predictable. Dom and Penta, we both feel like Dom was gonna win the U.S. title match. Jacob Fatu ended up winning, but there was the surprise. I don't know how much you was aware of Jeff Cobb. I was a somewhat aware of him because I heard through the grapevine that he was on the internal roster. I saw that. I I ain't gonna lie, I ain't seen none of his matches. I just known he was just a big opposing figure. Now I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize he was that short until I saw him. Like that dude was a little short, but he is a big opposing figure. Looks like he's joined up with Solo. What was your thoughts on that one?
well, I didn't know who he was. I take it back. I knew who he was before because I had seen that WWE assignment, like you said. So I seen on Twitter uh, that he tagged Jacob in a post saying like, "Hey, I know I'm a past foe, but basically so much we on
Yeah,
the same team now."
yeah,
So I went and watched their match on YouTube. Uh, Cobb and Fatu. It was a dope match. Bird got some skill, but dude's 40 something.
yeah.
I only brought that up because from word on the street is they released Dakota Kai because she was 37 and as a woman. But dude's 40 something, y'all signed him for potential.
Yeah,
I don't know what we're doing, but
yeah,
no shade to him. I'm just saying, like, come on, WWE, what we doing? But as far as that, my issue is, and this has been my issue for I don't know how long, and I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Y'all had Solo beat John Cena to do nothing with him, but then y'all got new people coming into the company to follow him, but he's been on the losing streak ever since.
he got pinned the Friday before a Backlash.
Y'all got Solo looking, y'all got Solo as this mastermind leader, but y'all got him losing every match. He gotta win something.
Yeah.
To me, it don't make sense. That I'm gonna keep saying it does not make sense. Y'all had John Cena put that man over just for y'all to run that man to the front.
Yeah, and just imagine, like, because you know what they're trying to lead to. It looks like they're trying to get to Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Imagine how big that match could have been if they just, after Solo beat John Cena, he didn't have to win every match, but he didn't have to go on like a 30-something losing streak. I mean, I do understand that a lot of it was on the house shows, but still. He went on like a 30-something losing streak.
He
Makes
ain't winning on TV either, though.
Yeah, he wasn't winning on TV or in the house shows. I agree, and especially since clearly they're trying to get Jacob Fatu versus Solo to be a big deal. It won't be. Maybe they'll try to put Jeff Cobb versus Jacob Fatu. Maybe that'll be a bigger deal. We'll see. I am interested in seeing where it goes because Solo was kind of like didn't have much excitement to it. The excitement was Jacob Fatu and that he was the U.S. champion. Maybe this helps him out, makes him get a little bit more exciting. I'm interested. We'll see where it goes. Pat McAfee versus Gunter kind of went how I expected. Gunter dominated majority of the match. Pat got a whole spot here or there. Michael Cole, I don't even know why you even got in that ring, dog. I don't even know why. You didn't want that smoke. But Gunter, he gave Pat a little hat tip afterwards. It was just to be on the show. Nothing too crazy. Good Gunter on the show.
It was filler. They didn't have nothing else. So I remember y'all two go run out there and do
Yeah,
something.
they pulled a favor. Hey Pat, you probably ain't been training, but can you like pull off a little match for us? I got y'all. They probably signed a little extra check for him. Like, you know what? I got this kid. I'll take that check. I'll take it. So that's
Yeah,
what happened. But the surprising thing that me and Q got wrong was Becky Lynch actually lost to Lyra Valkyria. Now it was a barely win victory by Lyra, but it was a win nonetheless. How shocked was you about that?
I should have known better.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
that's
it's
one of
Becky,
those.
man. It's
That's one of
Becky.
the
Man.
true, but we just seen Charlotte put Tiffany over at WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
and Becky got that same perspective. Becky got the perspective of that as well as you got to put the young talent over. And that Intercontinental Championship is. This is the first time that they felt like it mattered
Yep.
during the match. Now pre-match, like you said, but I kind of wasn't. You know what I'm saying? During the match, it felt like it mattered. Shouldn't have been. We should have got that right.
Yeah.
We should have got that right. So we should have seen that Becky was gonna put Laura over, and they was gonna give her something. But going into it, you ain't thinking like that. You looking at the history that they gave her so far, not the
Mm-hmm.
complete history of the company of somebody putting somebody else over, but just the history that they gave her in that title reign. It ain't been nothing.
And let's be honest. I mean, we both like Lyra. We want her to make the Intercontinental title look and feel special. We just felt like they was gonna give it to Becky because she for damn sure would have made it feel special. And me and you both know, with that title on her waist, they gonna put that title on the
Yeah,
show. So that's how
yeah.
we felt it.
But I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they had her win.
Yeah, me too. But that was Backlash. It wasn't that exciting. It was a so-so pay-per-view, but I mean PLE, that's what you expect. Next up, they have a Saturday night main event. We'll talk about next week. So far, though, they have a tag team match between Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn, CM Punk. John Cena is going against R-Truth. Jey Uso is going against Logan Paul. And they'll probably have two other matches somewhere. Definitely one more women's match and then another match. But we'll talk about it. Probably won't predict it, but we'll definitely talk about it since it's just a network special. But as we was talking about women, um, I will say before we fully slide over, apparently they got another Evolution 2 coming on up in WWE. I hope they do it. It needs it. It's well overdue. The first one was like what 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. That's way too long. But speaking of the women, the
Hold on.
WNBA.
Before you go to that. So we had Raw was in town
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
past week, and I just so happened to be in attendance
Oh yeah.
for Raw. I got some surprise tickets. I ain't know nothing about. I'm gonna tell you, I I didn't think I was gonna like it in person. I thought it was gonna turn me off of wrestling because wrestling is scripted. Dudes be on the side of the ring waiting on the hot tag.
You,
I ain't
you
gonna. I
you
didn't
you
want.
remember what I told you when I
Yeah,
went to the SmackDown those years ago? Like I can't. It's to me not fun in person. That's it.
yeah. I was like, it's a better TV product, but I didn't have that instance this time. So it did. I actually enjoyed it. I actually did enjoy it. Only thing I didn't like was they kept showing Michael Cole and Pat McAfee on the big screen, but you can't hear them.
I hate that.
So why are you even showing me them on the TV? I can't hear what they saying. But you see all the backstage interviews and stuff like that. But I ain't, I couldn't hear nothing they were saying. So other than that, I feel like those dudes should be heard throughout the arena. But
Yeah.
especially during breaks. Now, if you don't want to do it during the match, cool. But during breaks, when they setting up the next video, I think they should at least do that. But yeah, no, that was cool.
Did you feel like I mean, I'm sure SmackDown was 2 hours when I went. Raw was 3 hours. So I'm sure it's a little different. But did you feel like those breaks between the matches and between segments seemed like they took forever?
Honestly, no, because one time they actually did stuff. So one was a Pat McAfee minute. So Pat McAfee got up and he talked. So it didn't feel like that long. And then another commercial break. Chad Gable came for a chat. You heard the what's it, American Made?
Yeah.
I heard that thing like 4 times because so look, they had Abby Now. They did a speed match. Abby Now, she did the speed match. Then Chad Gable had a match. Then the two, not the twins, the brothers or whatever, they had a
The
match.
Creed brothers.
Three brothers, they had a match. And then during when the commercial breaks, all four of them came back out. So I'm like, that person I was with, they was like, damn, if I gotta hear this song one more damn time, like I'm tired of hearing, like how many times they gonna come out?
Yeah, it's out now. Now that I'm thinking about it, Netflix maybe makes that a little bit different
Yeah,
than network TV. Them breaks, bro, was so long for SmackDown. I'm like, golly. But Netflix is a little different. They can have a little bit more power.
yeah, it's a little different. And the last thing I want to say is the hate that I see online for Jay Uso, I do not see in person. When I tell you, I looked around I wasn't even looking for him, right? I'm looking around the arena and everybody's doing you know what I mean? The whole arena. I I promise you, bro. I don't think I've seen one person not doing it. Only person that was not doing it was me. Because I'm so in awe that damn, we still met the dude that was in the tag team with the face paint with him and his brother and Tamia used to come out
Yeah.
to where he's at now. Nah, bro, Jay
I,
Uso's on a different level, dog.
to me, probably the biggest thing with Jey Uso is when Roman first came back in the 2020, he had his feud with Jay. When Jay told him, I I don't know verbatim what he said, but he basically was like, when they talk about you, they always say, "Which one are you?" And I swear to you, early in the Usos days, I could not tell them apart to
That's
save
facts.
my life. No, I mean obviously they definitely do their hairstyle differently, but they just got different. I see them. They different meanings. Seem like they got different walks, different talks. Like I see them as two completely different people. Back then, like even when they was doing the Uso penitentiary stuff, they still seem like the same person. Now they two completely different people. So hey, credit to WWE Triple H. Obviously, Roman Reigns played a big part of that. Paul Heyman and making Jey Uso his own man, and Jimmy, he's his own man too. Even though he isn't on the same successful level as Jay,
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy still got his still carved his own path. So
You know, Jay and Jimmy definitely doing their thing. But yeah, dog, when I tell you the whole arena, and I'm just like, I'm in awe, bro. No lie. Like I'm really in awe. Like, damn, the whole arena's doing this. But yeah. So nah, but I just
I
want to
did
get
see
that.
where he like picked up a kid to do it with him too. So that
Yeah.
was incredible.
Yeah, Jay's that dude.
Yeah, well, hopefully they come back more often, man. I thought about going, but I'm glad you went. I'm glad one of us went. I'm glad you in. I'm
Yeah.
glad you had a good time. But let's go ahead and slide over to the NBA, but not just the NBA. Let's slide to the WNBA because their season starts tomorrow. And it's me. One team I really want to talk about is the Valkyrie. It's because it's their very first game. It's nothing like your first. and you can only make one good first impression. They are playing the LA Sparks. So I'm looking forward to that game, but it is the 10 p.m. game. Unc might be tired by then. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. They might be tired. But also, the Minnesota Lynx, they play in the Dallas Wings versus the Dallas Wings, which obviously, if you know who got drafted by the Dallas Wings, we'll talk about Dallas here in a little bit as well. Paige Buckets making that debut against the Minnesota Lynx. And then you got the Atlanta Dreams against the Washington Mystic or the DC Mystics. The first three games, any of them fit your fantasy? Which one you look for? I mean, I'm sure you look for Miss Paige Buckets in her debut.
You were say, I want to see Paige. I want to see what Paige gonna do in WNBA. And then, like you said, it's Friday night. I should be up. I'm gonna check out the backer. I want to check out the back. I want to check out the back, and I want to see Sparks. But like you said, man, the main thing is Paige. Come on, man.
And credit to the WNBA, they actually know how to do some scheduling because they scheduled their two marquee names on a Saturday at 3 p.m. And that's, I mean, on Saturday at 3 p.m., that's about the prime. Obviously, the more prime time is later on at night, but 3 p.m. is a good time slot for a Saturday game. The Chicago Skies versus your Indiana Fever. I know you'll have eyes on it.
You already know the vibes. You already know the vibes. But yeah, I think the game before that, they got the two best teams.
Yep, Ace and the Liberty.
Well, I will assume the two best teams. Let me not.
Yeah.
Shout out to I was going to say the Minnesota Timberwolves, but the team up in Minnesota. Uh, but yeah, like you said, they did the scheduling right. They got the new team on Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put your names on Saturday night.
Yeah,
And like I said, Minnesota's playing Paige, so they got damn, I don't want to pronounce that woman's name wrong. She plays for Minnesota.
Collier, right?
Huh?
Collier.
Yeah, but I'll be pronouncing that lady's name wrong, and I don't want to do that lady like that. So, but yeah, they got her and Paige going up against each other on a Friday night. So they give you a show on Friday night as well, then turn around and give you a show on Saturday night.
Yep, I mean it's gonna be exciting. This NBA season, this WNBA season, look like it's gonna be an exciting one. I need to get to a game. I would go to a Fever game, but them tickets are crazy. So, uh, hey Chicago, hey Skies, I might try to come and see y'all. I'm just saying because I don't know them Fevers. A shout out to Caitlin Clark, but that Caitlin Clark tax is ridiculous right now.
Hell yeah, it is ridiculous.
So before we go ahead and slide over, sounds like you believe in the Aces.
Why you put that on me? Don't put that on me.
You said the two best team, Ace Liberty, and then obviously the Lynx. And
Yeah, I mean
what you got? I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean,
the
a little
Fever. That's what my thoughts are.
okay.
My thoughts are the Indiana Fever is gonna bring it home. We going back to back. We going NBA and WNBA this year. We going Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever. Right? You know what I'm saying?
That'd be the first, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we gonna do it.
All right, all right,
We
all right.
gonna do it. Now, I would put the Fever if I was doing a power ranking. The Liberty's gonna be the Liberty, so I'll probably put Liberty at one. If I'm being unbiased, Liberty at one. I will put Napisha Collier. I think I pronounced that wrong. But Mrs. Collier in the Lynx, I think I would put them at three. I think I would put Vegas at two, and then I would put the Indiana Fever at four.
Okay, all right.
And I
You,
want
you're
Chicago.
not feeling the sparks. I know Cameron Brinks is coming off ACL injury. They picked up Kelsey Plum. Not feeling the sparks at all.
No,
All
no,
right,
I'm not.
not feeling the sparks at all. All right. But yeah, it should be exciting, and I mean, there's gonna be some good things. This is the last year of their WAC TV deal, so next year, some big things is popping for the WNBA. What type of TV deal do you think these ladies can get?
I know I think they already signed it. It's a
Okay.
nice little. I think it's the last year. It's a nice little TV deal. You got me ready. I think I know CBS got involved, and I won't say ESPN got involved, and they still got Ion.
All
But it's gonna help. It's gonna help with the money because pretty much all free agents except for like the rookies is gonna be I mean, all players is going to be free agents this year besides the rookies because everybody knew that new TV money was going to come in next
Yeah,
year.
them agents were smart.
Yeah, so I think that's a good thing. The thing I do want to say about the WNBA, I don't know if you've been paying attention to it. I've been paying attention to a lot of. It's been a lot of good players getting released.
Yeah, I saw that recently here. Since the
The
preseason's coming to an end.
the WNBA, I know they got expansion coming with 2 new teams coming next year, but I honestly don't. I think they could field 3 teams right now of good players, not even
Yeah.
like role players. You get what I'm saying? Of like actual good. I ain't saying star players, but good players right now. 3 teams. They got. I know they got 2 more coming. They probably really need two more on top of the 2.
Yeah. Hey, Louisville, we support teams. Just saying. I'm just saying we support teams. We support basketball for real. Just want to throw that
Oh,
out there.
WNBA new 11-year media deal beginning in 2026 with $200 million annually.
Okay.
And it, oh,
What's the percentage?
hold on, let me read it. NBA, NBC, Amazon, and Disney. Okay, I thought CBS was a part of it, but they're not. I thought CBS is part of it now, but they're not. It does. It don't have a breakdown of the percentage. Don't have
Well, whatever it is, it's significantly better than what they was doing. Because what they was on was some straight bull.
Yeah, yeah. It was real bad. But more money, more eyes on the TV, and like I said, I just pray that they keep the momentum going in the direction that it's going so far.
Mhm. So let's go ahead and slide over to the men. The NBA draft lottery happened. We'll talk about the playoffs here in a little bit, but we got to talk about the NBA draft lottery and the NBA draft order. So I'm gonna go from the bottom to the top. Starting at 14. The Spurs with the 14th pick. The Atlanta Hawks got the 13 picks. The Chicago Bulls with the 12th. The Trailblazers with the 11th. The Houston Rockets with the 10th pick. The Toronto Raptors with the ninth. The Brooklyn Nets with the 8th. The Pelicans with the 7th. The Wizards, who is probably one of the worst teams in the NBA, with the 6th. The Utah Jazz, a team that thought they had a good chance, a very good chance to get the first overall pick. They have the 5th. And the Hornets, another team thought they had a good chance to get the first overall pick, end up with the 4th. Top 3, the Philadelphia 76ers, the San Antonio Spurs, which means they have 2 lottery picks, and the Dallas Mavericks with the number 1 pick. And they also had a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 pick. That draft lottery came out, the draft order showed itself. Instantly, people were screaming, "It's rigged," for obvious reasons. Dallas traded Luka. Now they get the chance to draft Cooper Flagg.
Should I text you? Read question mark.
So yeah, so I was about to say before we get to the nitty gritty of the draft and what things could happen, I'm assuming you're just gonna say you're gonna call it rigged, call a spade, and call it rigged.
Okay, no, I do not think the draft lottery is rigged. But come on, that was a little too close. Just like the Cleveland Cavaliers getting LeBron.
San Antonio Spurs getting Victor was a little crazy too. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on, man. Well, what are we doing? Especially when
Chicago getting Derrick Rose as well.
now. So LeBron and Derrick Rose was before they flattened the odds.
Yeah,
So those is crazy, but the like you said, the Victor one is probably the most craziest because that was post them flattening the odds, and
yeah,
San Antonio still ended up with the number 1 overall pick. As it were, this year, Utah and the Wizards miserable,
yeah.
and neither one of them got in the top 3.
Crazy.
Miserable, I tell you, miserable. Don't even know who played for them teams besides Jordan Poole. And the only reason you know
Yeah,
Jordan Poole is because he played for I was going to say the Wizards, but he played for the Golden State
Golden
Warriors.
State Warriors and got traded there. That's how we know, and we
Well,
know
yeah,
why he got traded there too.
Utah. Only person I know is Lowry marketing because I could have swore he was going to Golden State all season this past year until he signed that contract. And
He was
then in
tripping.
Colin Sexton because I keep assuming he gonna get traded.
He's been on the trade block for a while now.
So yeah, like you don't really know who play for these teams for real because until you think they getting ready to leave or they got traded there. I'm sorry, Chris Middleton played for Washington. Yeah, I forgot about that. Chris Middleton.
He do.
He
Damn.
played for Washington. But yeah, the rig, no, but come on, man. If they had ended with the second pick, I don't think it would have been that much noise. But if it was them or San Antonio, either one of them got the number one overall pick, we was gonna question it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they
So
got 1 and 2.
so we talked a lot about the stars that could be on the move this upcoming season. Obviously, the three stars we believe that are on the move is Ja Morant, Kevin Durant, and probably the big fish from my perspective. I'm not sure about your perspective. I'm assuming is Giannis. Those three stars will more likely be on the move. Giannis did come out and said, I saw, not 100% sure if it's true, but I saw the headline. Apparently, he prefers to stay in the East. I don't blame him. The East is kind of weak.
Why would you want to go to the West?
Yeah, I don't blame him. But he also did say he wants to go to a state with no state income tax, and those was two teams that rung a bell, and those two teams happen to have the first and the second pick respectively. So before, I've texted you earlier when the draft lottery happened. I want you to put your GM slash owner's hat on. So I have a couple questions for owner Q, GM Q, however you want to put it. First question. I mean, I'm assuming I'm gonna make you the GM of the Dallas Mavericks first. Obviously, Nico, he's the guy right now. He has the keys to a lot of different things. If you are Nico, aka the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flagg or Giannis Antetokounmpo?
If I'm Nico Hurts, all right. If I'm
Yep.
Nico Hurts, I take Cooper Flagg because they already want to do some bodily damage to you because you traded Luka. If you trade the way they next do, nah, you gonna have to run out of town. You can't even go. You can't even see course out of the arena because everybody gonna want to fight you. So no. If I'm Nico, I take Cooper Flagg.
Okay, okay. Before we get to the next question, I've had this debate with a couple of my friends. It was from my perspective, if I'm Nico, I feel like I need to win and win a championship. Because let's be honest, he's a general manager. What are they lifespans? 6 to 10 years usually with the teams, sometimes shorter. He ain't gonna be there for as long as Cooper Flag is there. But as long as he gets a ring, he gonna be good in Dallas. I don't think if you get Cooper Flag and you bring him into Anthony Davis or Kyrie, that can get you a ring. I think there is a better chance you can get a ring with Giannis. Now, part of that reason I believe that is you obviously AD's injury prone, Kyrie, they injury prone, they upper in age. I believe they're in their mid 30s. 30
Yep,
AD's like 32, 33, Kyrie
yep.
35, I believe. That window with those two guys is what? 3 years max. Cooper Flag might not be that dude in 3 years max. Now, I don't know. That's something question. Now, before I get another question, I'll propose to my friends, and I'm gonna propose to you, or just get your thoughts, get your idea on it. Think about all the consensus number one overall picks. The people now, I'm not talking just people that win number one overall. The consensus number one overall picks. The people that we knew they was going number one. The people that during the draft lottery they was calling it the blank sweepstakes. I'm talking to Victors. I'm talking to LeBrons. I'm talking to Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, Kyrie. I'm those type of guys. I'm not talking about Anthony Bennett. We know how bad Anthony Bennett is. We didn't even know he was going to be the first overall pick. But out of all those consensus number one overall picks, who was the worst one?
Blake Griffin.
I think it was Blake Griffin.
Yeah. He, Derrick Rose got you. Derrick Rose got an MVP. Bron is Bron.
Yep.
Victor's gonna be defensive player of the year for the next 12 years. What Blake is you?
I'm gonna give you another one. I said Greg Oldham is a different case. He was injury. I think he's in a different bucket. But what about Andrew Wiggins?
But Andrew Wiggins wasn't a consistent.
You don't think he was consistent? Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't consistent. He wasn't like no doubt we taking Andrew Wiggins.
Okay. So with that being said, if Cooper Flagg is this consistent number one overall pick, he's at least going to be a pretty good player. Because Blake Griffin, if he's the worst, that was a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Now, if that's the floor, do you think that floor can get you a ring with AD and Kyrie within 3 years?
Yes. Depending on what you put around it, because you think he's on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
So you could still get quality role players to fit in around him because you only got two big contracts, Kyrie and Anthony Davis. The other thing, I don't know if I think he's going to be better than Blake. I think, for me, everybody talk about comps for Cooper Flagg. For me, the comp is Jason Tatum.
That's what I heard too. He's a little bit. I think he's a little bit bigger in terms of stature.
Yeah,
got more meat on him.
yeah.
But
I don't think he got the athleticism that Jason Tatum probably got. But as far as the comparison to me is Jason Tatum. In 2 years, do I think he could be what Jason Tatum was in year two? Yeah. And do you put him next to Kyrie and Anthony Davis? I think they can win the championship. Do I think they will? No. But do I think they can? Yes.
all right, before I move to my next GM question, same thoughts with Giannis. You think they can win a championship within 3 years?
Yeah, I think they could with Giannis, but for me, from my perspective, if you like you said, if I'm Nico Hurst, going off the history and the track record of what you already did, you can't do that again. So if Dallas, and then I listen to Tim McMahon on the Hoop Collective, he's basically said Dallas already said they take it. Like we ain't really having a conference. Like stuff can change because you never thought Luka was gonna get traded. So stuff can change. But from right now, they taking Cooper, and that's just the end of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because of what happened with the Luka trade.
All right, gotcha. My next question for GMQ. Oh, this question is actually not for GMQ. This question is for Giannis Q Antetokounmpo. So if you was in Giannis's head, where would you want to go? Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Miami. Those are three teams with no state income tax.
Miami?
Those are three teams with no state income tax. Miami will want them. I don't think they got the pieces to even think about trading for them. I'm just saying.
They don't. You're right. In all fairness, they do not have the pieces. But if you give me the choices, I'm gonna go to Miami.
Okay.
San Antonio, if basketball wise, they make sense. Especially from Milwaukee's perspective, they got 2 first-round draft picks in the top 14. And if we trade Giannis, so I need some more draft picks
and a player.
So
they got the rookie of the year too. I don't know if they'll try to give him up, but they got rookie of the year.
So if I'm basketball perspective, San Antonio makes the most sense. Personally, if I'm Giannis, here's the other thing. If I'm Giannis, if you want to stay East, where else are you really gonna go?
There was rumors about Brooklyn. I don't see Brooklyn. Like, what the heck? What to Brooklyn for?
Why would I want to go to Brooklyn? I might as well stay in Milwaukee where I already know I'm that dude.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to play in New York, for what? Yeah. Just in case you play for the Knicks.
And they probably not trading what they got for Giannis. I mean, they might, but I don't know if I would.
If I'm Giannis, if I'm Giannis, I'll probably stay in Milwaukee for another year. If I want to stay East. If I want to go to the West, then cool. If I'm willing to go anywhere, then I go, San Antonio.
Yeah.
But if I want to stay West, if I want to stay in the East, because if you look at the East, the conference teams, the only teams that's relevant, let's be real, Boston. Boston's ready to get rid of players because
they about to be it's about
Tatum.
to be a max exodus.
I was going to say Tatum's out for the whole year, and then they sold to a new ownership group, and they want to get up under the second apron so they don't be a repeat of second apron, which to me, that's a whole other conversation we have later on in the year about in the summertime about the whole NBA and their contract situations. So Boston's gone. Philly, you either if you try to go to Philly, you got to trade Paul George. Because if I'm Milwaukee, do I want Paul George?
Yeah,
Do I want Paul George in that third pick? No, I don't want Paul George because y'all just gave him all this dang on money.
yeah.
New York, who they trading? Cat? Do I want Cat? No.
No.
Do I want?
If you're
If I'm
Milwaukee, you're probably playing. If you trade Giannis, you're going to be rebuilding.
you trade him to San Antonio. That's the other thing. With the way the second apron's lined up, you can't really rebuild like that. You can't trade for multiple players. So I mean, you could trade for Cat, but I mean, do you really want if you Giannis, you probably do want to go to the Knicks.
Yeah.
That's the only other team that I can think of is competing because he don't like Indiana.
Nope.
Orlando, Orlando ain't got no, because then you get rid of Pop. You either get rid of Pablo or Farnsworth.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. But I don't know. Orlando, would you get rid of Wagner for?
No, I mean that's.
I think I would.
I don't think I'm a Giannis away from a ship. If I would thought I was a Giannis away from a ship,
Okay, go for it.
yes, but I don't think I'm a Giannis away from a ship. So I mean, we've kind of talked about it a little bit. You're the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks under the Milwaukee Bucks. Sounds like to me, from our perspective, you wait for San Antonio to call you and to give you that second and 14th overall pick.
Yeah. It's San Antonio Bucks.
Yeah. So I mean, if Dallas picks up the phone, I'm sure if Dallas calls you, I'm sure it's a hell yeah for that
Yeah,
first
but
overall pick.
I would take it. They ain't calling, but I would take it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, Cooper Flagg is dope, but two dudes in the first. Because Dallas, if they trade for Giannis, they only want to give up their first. They don't want to give up nothing else. They
Yeah.
have to give up some players to make the money work, but they're gonna want to give up the first. As where if you trade him to San Antonio, you get the second, the 14th, and you might be able to finagle them into another draft pick down the line.
Yeah.
Because they got Victor and they got De'Aaron Fox, and if they trade Vassell or not, they got a young core, so they ain't worried about future first round draft picks. As where Dallas, you trade for Giannis, you only got like a 4 or 5 year window, like you said.
Yeah.
So Dallas ain't gonna want to give up future first round draft picks.
So this is my next little hypothetical. This is really gonna see how you think of how you feel about what was it, Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, probably the second or third pick. Those two guys won. If San Antonio picked up the phone and called Nico Q Harris, offer you the second and 14th pick and maybe something else for that first pick, you
No,
hanging up the phone?
no.
All
I pick up the phone, but I'm telling no.
right. I was just seeing what your thought was. I was just seeing how you felt about the second, third overall player.
If you was calling me with the second in the third, in the 14th, then we have a conversation.
All right.
Or the second, the fourth, and the 14th. But just for second, 2, and 14, nah,
All right.
we ain't doing that.
Just one of your thoughts. Just one of your thoughts. But yeah, draft lottery. It was crazy, man. It's crazy. Dallas with the first overall pick. They're about to have them a superstar. I mean, the Dallas Wings had the first overall pick. They picked up Paige Buckets. Dallas Mavericks get the first overall pick. Looks like they're gonna pick up Cooper Flagg. But the NBA playoffs is still going on, and as we speak, Denver and OKC is in a battle in Game Six. Uh, Minnesota Timberwolves they go ahead and took out the Golden State Warriors in five. Your Indiana Pacers took out the Cleveland Cavaliers in five to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals. And also in the East, the New York Knicks, they had the opportunity, but it looks like Boston has still have a little bit more fight in them. There will be a game six in the Garden before we continue. You think the Boston's gonna make it to get it to seven?
I want Boston to get it to 7. And the reason being is because I want these teams to have tired legs when they get to Indiana.
Yeah.
Y'all work that out. Y'all stress y'all body out. So when y'all get her, y'all tired. But it's hard. Even so, if Porzingis was healthy, I think that's the biggest thing. If Porzingis was healthy, even though I know Jaylen Brown's getting shots, so if he was healthy too, but more so Porzingis, he didn't even play in that second half of this last game of Game 5, and I mean they still won, but he didn't even play in the second half because he couldn't. If he was healthy, I would say Boston could go. Boston could still beat New York
Mm-hmm.
because Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Horford, White, and a healthy Porzingis, that's still a formidable. Oh yeah, in the 6-man picture, that's a formidable lineup. With Porzingis sick and not being able to really function the way that we know that he can, I'm gonna go with New York. New York is 6. What about you? All right, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, I got New York. I said New York. I was a little bit surprised that Boston put up a fight. I thought they was gonna wave the white flag, but they got more fight. And like I said, if you're a Pacers fan, hey, keep fighting. I'm over here chilling, sipping on some pina colada in my water, waiting for y'all. I see y'all at Boston or New York, because that's where they'll have to go. But going to be an interesting East Conference final. I'm really want that New York Knicks versus Indiana Pacers finals for selfish reasons. Podcast selfishly, and WWE did predict it. That's pretty nice. Uh, but we gotta talk about Jason Tatum though. He did tear his Achilles. Looks like he's going to be out for the next season as well. It sucked because he was killing it. He was on fire, and he tore his Achilles. How bad do you think that is for Boston? Do you think like that championship window has closed now? Because I was like you said a couple minutes ago, it's about to be a mass exodus in Boston.
I think. Well, truthfully, they was gonna do. I was about to say it's gonna push this match exit, but they was gonna do that anyway. I think it made it a certain thing now that yeah, all right, we got to trade some people. Some people got to go because there ain't enough money. It's not enough money to pay all these dudes.
No.
That being said, why did y'all extend all these things?
I mean, they had a championship team. Uh, like we'll talk about it more in the off season. I will have to look it up more to see how bad it is to be in the second apron and under the apron and how much you got to pay. I'm assuming it's bad and you got to pay out a lot of money out of pocket. But if you one of them rich owners, man, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I know my team is that good and that championship caliber of a team, I probably would pay that tax. But
They said they ain't gonna make no money. That's how bad the tax is. They
yeah,
not gonna make. They gonna be paying out. They gonna be in the red. You don't want to be in the red on the sports
you're
team.
right. You're right. You don't make no money. No good businessman would do that. And the NBA definitely did this to get rid of super teams, and that's what Boston was becoming as a super team somewhat. But that's pretty upsetting for Boston. I know if you're Boston fans, it sucks going back down to the level of everybody else. But we also got to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. What best regular season team just to go out like they did? Where do they go from here?
Somebody said LeBron. You get LeBron to take. I promise you. They said LeBron take the minimum and come back to Cleveland.
I mean, that would surely make them a championship team. I mean, I thought they was a team that could make the finals without LeBron. But I mean, you got a running back, right?
You would think you do, but here's the thing: they got 2 small guards, and then they brought DeAndre Hunter because they needed a more athletic defensive wing. But I think they needed just more than one. They needed 2 of them because Max Strus, no shade, bro competes, but he ain't a defensive lockdown. And they got Isaac Okoro. Yeah, he play defense, but he can't score.
Mm-hmm.
They need somebody that can do a little bit of both. They need a 3 and D. They need another one besides DeAndre Hunter.
Okay.
You got 2 small guards and you got 2 centers. That's what Bo Monty call them tall men. That's not, but they not big men. So that I think they needed defense. I think they're gonna need more defensive wings because that's what happened with Indiana. We could guard them, but they couldn't guard us.
So I got another question then. Do you think, 'cause we talked about those superstars that could be on the move, Ja, Giannis, KD. You think Cleveland could be one of those teams that's in the mix for one of those big stars? Because that's a team I feel like is a superstar away.
Cool, but does Giannis fit?
I don't know if Giannis fits.
Giannis will put
If I was Cleveland, I think KD would be the guy I would more so go for.
but you can't. But what,
But
what position you gonna play him in? Because at this point, KD's a power forward. He ain't. So you getting rid. And then Mobley's not a center.
no,
Mobley's a power forward.
he's a
You know,
tall guy, not a big.
so you need an actual center next to them. So I don't think neither one of them actually fit
Okay.
because you're not running neither one of them at the three.
So in other words, they got to run it back there. That's simple as that. And just y'all got to show up.
They need a 3-and-D dude. I'm trying to think of the 3-and-D that could be on the market right now. Maybe Beasley up in Detroit because he'd give him scoring and he play defense. But I think he like 6'6", 6'5". I don't,
Yeah.
he ain't like 6'8". But I mean, he guards bigger dudes. So yeah,
Well, all right. Well, we'll see what Cleveland does. Basically, got to run it back. But Slido, let's go back to Golden State. Do they run it back? I mean, they just signed Jimmy to a nice little contract. I mean, the only reason why I probably would have picked Minnesota one win anyways, but they probably could have pushed it to at least six with Steph,
they
maybe
could have
seven.
won it instead.
Yeah,
Honestly, because look at Kaminga, the way Kaminga ball. Now Kaminga got the opportunity because Steph was out, but
yeah.
that shows you what Kaminga is capable of.
And it came out. We talked about it. Kaminga, like, why is Kaminga not playing? We was like looking at Steve Kerr sideways. It has came out that apparently Kaminga didn't like playing with Steph on the court. Like Kaminga would not pass to Steph because he wants to do his own thing. And people don't. I mean, you good now. You in the NBA, but as Steph, you got to pass that man the rock.
True, but look, they needed that though. They needed that. Go get your own bucket because everybody else on the team revolves around Steph. They
Yeah,
need Kaminga to go get his own bucket.
yeah. He showed his worth, but that's. I mean, I won't be surprised if Kaminga's on the move. Any team that gets him,
Kaminga's gone. He's gone.
he's going. Any team's gonna be lucky to get that man because he showed out in those couple games that he actually played. Like,
He showed if you give him the ball and space the word, he can put up the buckets.
yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I guess running back is that because that's
No,
helpful,
no,
really.
they not gonna run it back. Because in fact, you ain't got Kaminga. You could do Kaminga as a sign and trade, so you could be able to pick up an asset for Kaminga. Now, who that sign and trade is, I don't know. I do not know, but they could do a sign and trade. They could use a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is a 4 available supposedly in Milwaukee. Now the state income tax is crazy, but
Yeah,
I mean, if you Milwaukee, would you take Kaminga and some first round picks?
not when San Antonio. If San Antonio never calls me, I mean, I
Okay,
guess I would. Because if, like I said, I don't know who the GM in Milwaukee is. I don't know the area code of San Antonio. San Antonio's area
but,
code.
but if you see that area code pop up, you gonna answer the phone regardless.
Yeah, as soon as I see San Antonio's area code,
You already
yeah,
know what it is.
I ain't. I'm gonna wait though, cause I ain't gonna try to seem too desperate. I'm gonna wait for like a second, and then I'm gonna pick it up though. So, uh, that 210, I see
Two
that
one
two
zero.
one zero area code. I'm gonna look at it, start getting excited. Wait about a couple seconds, then I'm answering. If they never call and Golden State calls me, I'm gonna be like, all right, that's interesting. Give me like a day or two to think about it. I ain't thinking about it. I'm just waiting for San Antonio to call. That's what I'll be doing.
Kaminga give you somebody to build around, but then but you gotta have the first round draft picks
Yeah,
because
that's
without
what
the
I
first
would.
round draft picks, it don't work.
So we'll see though. And then obviously we have Denver and OKC. Not trying to speak too soon. Right now, Denver has the momentum, looking like they could push this to a 7 game series. A game seven in OKC, if it happens, who you got?
Why do I want to say Denver? But I'm gonna say OKC. I'm gonna say OKC.
I'm gonna say Denver. I'm gonna say Yoke
I want to say
put up a
Denver,
trick dub.
but almost. But OKC's been good all year. They've been the best team in the league, basically. So I'm gonna go with OKC. But I wouldn't be surprised if Denver won.
Me either 5 minutes and 17 seconds left. Obviously, the game is not over yet. 102-88. Denver has the momentum, but we'll see. Hey, game seven today is Thursday. Game seven to be Saturday. I'm gonna be buddy see if Joker can pull it off, and then it'll be OKC versus Minnesota, a rematch. Be exciting, and then or OKC versus it'd be OKC versus Minnesota, or it'd be Denver versus Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Either one of them, I'd be interested in.
Yeah. No, I think that would be dope.
Yep. And I'm just gonna say I think I got Minnesota coming out the West. I'm just gonna say it now. Minnesota coming out the West.
No, I'm going with whoever wins. I'm going with whoever wins the OKC versus Denver.
All right. So I mean East. I mean you are. I'm assuming you got Pacers
Why
coming
we?
out.
It's
All
not
right.
to talk. Not talk about. What do you have? I think that's the better question. What do you have? Who going to win the East?
I honestly do got the Pacers. I think the Pacers they got the Knicks' number, and Boston. I think they're too banged up. It probably morale is down. Even if they get out this series, morale is down. They probably kind of really want to get to the all season anyways now, the way it is. But I think the Pacers is the hottest team in the playoffs, considering how good they looked against Cleveland. And Tyrese Halliburton has been on an absolute tear. He's going for that Larry Bird trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
For sure.
For
But
sure.
whoever we play in the East, we got to break their souls in game one and
And
game two. We got to break souls because that's what we did with Cleveland. Break souls.
yeah. So, and then again, if it's the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers, we gotta bring Quag on the show.
Man, Craig know what it is.
All right.
He know what it is. Hey, Indiana 6.
You heard it here first, Indiana in six. But that'll do it for another episode of From Our Perspective. I'm your boy Dion. Please like, please subscribe. Tell us in the comments who you got going coming out the East and coming out the West. You got Minnesota, you got Indiana, or you got Denver, OKC, or you got New York Knicks or Boston. Let us know. Please hit that link. We got merch. Buy something. Memorial Day is coming up. You have your nice little From Our Perspective or mixed vibe shirt on while you're on the grill. I don't know, do something with it. You'll look good with it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um, got a bunch of other stuff out there in the mixed vibe me as well. We got hold up another thing, act accordingly. The regular mixed vibe podcast. They had a nice little debate today. 1 year to the day. How did that go?
Yeah, no, I was on hold up. That's on hold up.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it was smooth. It was smooth. We got into the Kendrick and the Drake situation a year later. Mixed bags got some stuff dropping. Hold please. I said what I said. They took a little break, but their last episode is with Dion. So y'all make sure y'all check that
Yeah.
out. They getting back to it soon. Hold up, we got a R&B and rap duo bracket challenge coming soon. So look
All
out for
right.
that.
And look out for that. Please give us a like. Please give us a subscribe. Not just us, but the other podcasts that we mentioned as well. Once again, I'm your boy Dion coming at you. Q, take us home.
Man, you already know the best. It's your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name on the pod. Might not put you to mind. We catch y'all later.